Impressive performance from a new Jazz player. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd postgame show. Oh, let's hit the music. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. One of these days I'll have a 100% no mistake show, but it's not today. Utah loses to the 76. Oh, wait. Yeah, imperfect show. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitch, please give me a follow. And if you're on the podcast, please, 5-star reviews. I would appreciate all of it. The growth is happening. It's fun to see. Before we dive into it, let's see. I just wanted to show you something I'm excited about for all of you who've been following the show. I've kind of done this before, but I'm going to do it this time. We're going to add on to the show the Hoops Nerd NBA show, which will just be, I'm going to try it. Maybe it'll not work out. Maybe it will. That would be great, but I would like to grow. We're going to continue to do the post-game shows for the Utah Jazz, but then in between, the idea is that we do a news show every day that's not a Jazz day about the latest NBA news, and we talk about it. And that may include the Jazz when they're in the news, but it will likely be just kind of an NBA show for people that don't follow it that closely to get their rundown. So that's the idea. I hope that it does not offend any of you if we do that. I get the feeling from people I've talked about that they like the idea. I'm still wondering if I want to do that live or if I want to do a pre-recorded and then publish it. To be honest, I kind of want to do the pre-record publish with kind of limited editing, but at least to make it tight, because truth is those do better. Like, the lives are nice and we have fun, and I think that's what makes this channel fun in a lot of ways, but I think that there is where the growth can happen with the published videos, and then we have our lives for our core fans of the show. So let me know what you think in the comments. That's what we're going to do. I'm kind of excited about it. All right, so once again, the Eastern Conference, truly pathetic. Once again, and last game I didn't get to talk about it, but the Milwaukee Bucks, what an absolute putrid mess. This Eastern Conference is unbelievable, and it sounds like the Minnesota Timberwolves are the team that are going to go to the Eastern Conference, and what a blessing. What a blessing. Like, going to the Eastern Conference is like moving to another country, and the currency, it like doubles whatever currency value you have, right? Like, everything just costs half as much. It's just easier to live there. And congrats to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are going to thrive there because the Eastern Conference is terrible. And like, every time we play a team like the Sixers team or the Bucks, who are just awful, horrible, awful. What an incredibly bad audition for Giannis. My gosh. But for them to be that bad, and then for the Timberwolves to go over there, it's just, it's just terrible over there. And of course, they're going to add 2 more teams. One will go east, I assume. One will go, well, I guess maybe they'll be both west. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, because it sounds like Seattle and it sounds like Las Vegas. And Minnesota's going east. I guess I got to look up how that would work, but I don't know. But anyways, the Sixers are just terrible. And I tell you what, VJ Edgecombe has been awesome this year, but he's been tapering as the year goes on. He still put up 22 points and 13 rebounds against a Jazz team that at one point had 5 guards on the floor. 5 guards. And VJ Edgecombe has been kind of the star next to Tyrese Maxey, who's obviously out with injury. Quentin Grimes is a solid player. Adam Bona, I continue to be impressed by him. Just one of those examples of how you can find solid centers out there, whether through the draft or free agency. I believe they drafted him, and he might even be a 2nd-round pick. Let me know, Sixers fans, in the comments how you found him. But he's so athletic and big and just plays really well. So I like Adam Bona. This is like a solid rotation that should do better against this Utah Jazz team, and they did not. This Utah was up at one point, and I don't know if I mentioned it already, but Utah at one point sat Ace Bailey in kind of like mid fourth quarter or early fourth quarter. I can't remember. Utah had 5 guards on the floor and went up by 2 over the Sixers. And I was watching it and just going, I cannot believe that this Sixers team cannot take advantage of this. Finally, they give the ball to Bona near the basket, and he just overpowers. I can't remember who it was, but one of the Jazz 5 guards and scored. And it's just remarkable how bad some of these Eastern Conference teams, and not just bad, but poorly coached. Like this coach, Nick Nurse, I think we've got to look back at that Toronto Raptors championship and appreciate Kawhi Leonard even more, because I have not been impressed with Nick Nurse as he's coached this Sixers team. It's just not been that impressive. And yes, he's had to deal with, injuries to Joel Embiid and, Paul George, who not exactly like tearing it up since he's joined the Sixers, but has been out with suspension because was it steroids? I can't remember. But those guys have been out. So, you give him a little bit of credit, but he's had Tyrese Maxey, who's probably going to make all NBA this year if he plays enough games. Has VJ Edgecombe, who will likely, won't win Rookie of the Year, but was getting votes for that to start the season. Now he's probably, third or maybe fourth? I don't know. But anyways, third and they still are just terrible. Terrible. And I know they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but you should be better, and you should have ways to dominate this Jazz team. And it's just, I am perennially unimpressed by the Eastern Conference. I don't want to hear anything about the Eastern Conference getting close to the Western Conference. The Western Conference is just absolutely the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome. And it feels like anyone who leaves the Western Conference leaves like the Thunderdome, and they've got their like spike shoulders, and they got like a chainsaw hand, and they've seen horrible things that have changed them forever. And then they leave the Thunderdome and they go to My Little Pony to play the Eastern Conference. It's just terrible. And they just hack and saw and destroy everything for the My Little Pony universe. Anyways. Yeah, so by the way, Eastern Conference, yes, I'm equating it to My Little Pony and that level of toughness and strength. It's terrible. Utah had to literally do whatever they could to lose this game. We got to talk about Ace Bailey. Now, box score watchers are going to look at this and be like, wow, 35% from the field, 28% from 3. Sure. Although, I tell you what, Jazz fans got to be happy because he was playing like an absolute star. If you watch this game, this is one worth watching, to just watch Ace Bailey. He is turning into a two-way star. Absolutely. And it's not just the shooting. The thing that's exciting is he's only going to get better. If this is just the player he is, and he doesn't really add anything to his game, maybe the handle doesn't really quite get better. He doesn't get better at initiating contact. But look at it tonight, 8 free throw attempts. That's exciting. That's really exciting, actually. Because on a night like tonight where he didn't shoot it well, he got 8 free throws, and that's 25 points on 20 shots on a bad shooting night. That's exciting. I don't know if these were manufactured free throws quite that's what makes Keontae George so just a great bet to be just as good next year as this year, if not better, is just the ability to manufacture those free throw points. But this was exciting to see. In fact, this probably is career high in free throws in a game, I imagine. I don't know, but I don't have time to check it. I'm not going to worry about it. And I know my brain is going to tell me to look, and I'm going to ignore it. Ignore that little basketball stat tick. Anyways, so let's just say it was. But 25 points. But here's where it's exciting. He didn't get any steals tonight, which is kind of surprising. But he had 5 blocks. Let's refresh this and see. We're going to watch them. Because these, oh man. Come on, NBA. Well, maybe if it loads later. We'll try later. But 5 blocks, and he earned every single one. And what's exciting is that he's looking like a two-way star for Utah. These percentages will get up, and you can absolutely bet that when he's on the floor with better players, getting more open shots, getting more open drives to the rim, because, the defense has to worry about Lauri Markkanen, and they got to worry about Keontae George and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler at the rim. Ace Bailey is going to just absolutely feed from the three-point line. Are you kidding me? If he's like, there's going to be nights where he's just going to be feeling it, and if he just gets better, this Jazz team, I just have a really hard time not seeing this Jazz team look like the freaking Thunderdome Warriors coming out and playing against teams like this Sixers team and just like hack and slash. If you've ever seen Turbo Kid, they'll be like that guy with the chainsaw thing and just ultra violence. In fact, that should be the nickname of the Jazz next year. Ultra violence. And I don't care that the Kings are going to try hard next year. The Wizards, the Brooklyn Nets, they're all going to try hard, but they're just going to be a bunch of tryhards. Utah is going to be legit. Too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. Okay? It's going to happen. It's going to be great. And Ace Bailey's going to be a big part of it. And if we win the lottery, the absolute devastation before the Jazz and what they do to other teams will be just, it'll be rated PG-13, borderline R. Some of the horror we will see, some of the gore, some of the wailing and gnashing of teeth of the enemies falling before the Jazz as they just crush them with size and precision and skill and dominance and coaching. Oh, the coaching. Shout out to everyone on Twitch. We're an associate now for our 3 viewers. Jazz lose from Nuggy. Yes, sir. Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson, the Jazz seem like they don't need it. You take Caleb Wilson. If Utah has a chance to draft Caleb Wilson, you draft Caleb Wilson. You guys, I like a cuff, and he's going to be a nice player. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's Steph Curry. Maybe. I have a hard time. Look, I lived by High Point University. High Point University won their first game ever in program history. It's a pretty campus. I lived in High Point. It's a pretty place. I loved High Point. Shout out North Carolina. They don't have plows in North Carolina. If it snows there, it's crazy town. You can't get anywhere. The city's just, you're done. You're done. And High Point's nice. I don't know if I'm going to take too much stock in that when you crush, High Point. But yeah, a cuff's great. Caleb Wilson has a chance to be all-world, first-team, all-defense, potential defensive player of the year, and he can shoot, handle, and do a lot of things, and he's going to get better. And he is a bad A, right? The thing that I love about Caleb Wilson is he's the best defender in the draft, arguably one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete, best measurables, just 6'10" with just incredible length. And he fits the Thunderdome mold. I want guys that feel comfortable in the Thunderdome. I want guys that feel comfortable with murder and death and sacrifice, that laugh in the face of the violence they have done. And Caleb Wilson is that. He will defend the line. Defend the line. That's what he's going to do. So yes, long story short, Caleb Wilson. By the way, watching Cam Boozer struggle against Siena. Does anyone know where Siena is? Is that even in America? I don't know. That was, I gotta be careful. But that, watching him go against the 16th seed and be down by 10 and having those guards just score right by him, I'm sorry. But that was a little disheartening. And so I personally have Caleb Wilson 3 on my board. And that's not a very hard choice for me. Yeah, now maybe Cam Boozer turns into Tim Duncan. There's a thing that Tim Duncan did, though, was play defense. Can we please remember when we talk about Tim Duncan that he was one of the best defenders in the league? That was a major part of his game. He was Defensive Player of the Year caliber. I do not see that with Cam Boozer. So we cannot compare him to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was also 7 feet tall. Cam Boozer's like 6'9". So there's a little bit of worry for me there. Now, maybe he turns out great, and I could definitely see a world where Cam Boozer does the same things he's doing in college in the NBA because he just knows how to do it, and it'll be fine. And against teams like this Sixers team, I'm sure he will be great. What I'm saying is Cam Boozer is going to be a starter in the NBA at minimum, for sure. The question for me is, is he an all-star? Maybe. I'm having more questions about that now. He will put up numbers. Is he kind of like someone, I kind of compared him to John Collins at kind of worst. I can't remember who it was online, but thank you for the reply. Someone kind of said maybe like a Julius Randle. I think that's a possibility, something like that. Maybe better. Maybe he's so skilled he's going to be good. The question is there a ceiling there with Boozer? I don't know. But he makes me nervous. Caleb Wilson, you watch the reels with him, and it is just, he's a stud. I just sometimes don't understand why he doesn't get a little more cred, because he there's some Anthony Davis stuff to him. Like we saw, Davis was a better prospect, but, Caleb Wilson's doing a lot of that stuff, and he's pretty darn impressive. So, I don't know. If Utah comes away with Caleb Wilson, I will be over the moon. Cody Williams had a tougher night tonight. I think it was probably a little bit of coming back to earth for him. 5 for 15 from the field, although they had no Collier in this game. Cody Williams basically played point guard. And overall, I think he was fine. This is great experience for him, is what I would say. He's been playing well. I think he's going to be a solid part of the rotation in the future. And I know they have him at power forward, but he was handling the ball a lot. And I don't know. I've been very, very pleasantly surprised by what we've seen from Cody Williams this season. He's got some shots that he can do. He's got that little drive into the kind of 10-foot range and pull-up jumper that's working out nicely. We've seen the dunks from him, so he's just started. One of the big things is he just got confidence in his game, and he's figuring out what he can and can't do. And what he can do is defend, handle, pass the ball. He's a good straight line driver to the basket for dunks. He recognizes it really well now. He can hit that little mid-range pull-up, and if he can knock down threes consistently, then you've got yourself a really nice rotation player, and that's great. If you get a high-level, guy that plays in your 7 to 8 man rotation at the number 10 pick, you can't be bummed about that. I don't think he's going to be an all-star or anything like that at all, but I do think he can be a rotation player. Now, they are playing against worse teams, and they really focused on him because he was playing basically point guard tonight. So this is just good experience. He's not going to be asked to be probably the lead ball handler next year. So the things that they're going to ask him to do are, one thing that is 100% going to have, let us know whether he's playing or not, is can he knock those threes down when he gets them? Tonight, 0 for 4, but that's as the lead ball handler. Is that catch and shoot 3 automatic from the corner? He's got to get to that point where it is. And I think he can. He's playing better. He's on an upward trajectory. So that means he's 100% worth just investing in. He's looked really nice. And guys with his measurables that's why you draft them. And that's why you have patience and you let them take their time. What's exciting about Ace Bailey is, thinking about Cody Williams is, I think a lot of people thought Ace Bailey might be just as raw as Cody Williams was. And man, has he looked better. Remember, when he came in, there were questions about his shot because the percentages in college weren't terrible, but they were also, pretty average at best, as a lead guy. And that shot and form and what we've seen, the eye test just absolutely passes. And, the box score will catch up. He's had nights where he shot it really well. Tonight was just a little underwhelming. 14 threes is exciting, to be honest, for him to take 14 threes. What if he gets to like 40% from three and he's taking this many? That could be just an absolute weapon, just an absolute team killer. I don't know. I'm so excited about what he does. 5 blocks, just amazing. Two-way play. We should be just as excited about the 5 blocks as we are about the 25 points, because there's two sides to the game, and those guys that can defend really matter. And that's why Cody Williams and Ace Bailey are 100% part of the core going forward. Ace Bailey 100% is going to play a lot of minutes. Cody Williams a little more question mark because of the three-point shot, but that defense makes them so valuable, and the size and length is a big deal. Filipowski, 3 for 14 from the field. He struggled against, we know what happens when Filipowski plays center, and sometimes it's better, some nights it's better than others, but he was up against like Andre Drummond tonight and Adam Bona, and this is kind of what happened. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, struggled, So tough for Filipowski. He's going to, I don't know. We'll see. He's going to be on the roster next year. I actually think there's more, I could be wrong. I mean, he did start when this season started. If you guys remember, they had that huge lineup to start the year, and Filipowski was shooting the ball, which, by the way, looking back, Filipowski and that size, did they know about the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade and then playing Filipowski with that lineup? Kind of. Obviously, Jaren Jackson's a better player than Filipowski in like every way. But one thing they are similar is that they're bigs that play, off the ball a little bit, but then you give them the ball and they can do some things with it. Just a thought. Maybe they knew that was coming, so they wanted to try it out for a bit. I don't know. It was good. Utah won some games early in the season that, probably regret now. But yeah, I guess it might be interesting to watch those like first 3 or 4 games before, like, I guess those first 2 games really is when Walker Kessler played and then ended up leaving for surgery, and Filipowski was playing with Markkanen. It was that huge lineup, if you remember. It's interesting, and it worked, So what happens when that lineup goes, but it's Jaren Jackson Jr.? I think we know. It's going to be really good. But then Filipowski, he can play off the bench. He has to be a 4. He can't play center at all. At all. At all. But he can be good at a power forward position in a backup role, I think. And that's great. He's a second-round pick. So if you have a rotation player, to me, I think Filipowski is like the 9th or 10th man next year. Likely doesn't see time unless there's an injury, but that's fine. He's a nice player. And you know that he can hit threes, he can pass the ball, he plays hard. He just can't defend the rim at all. It's bad. But that's okay. Elijah Harkless. Someone was asking me on Twitter, like, who do you think stays on the team next year? And they were asking about Harkless and Cody and who plays more. And it's 100% Cody Williams next year. I don't know if Cody Williams will see a lot of time if he's not hitting shots, but I think there's I don't know if Harkless is going to be on the team next year. As much as I love the fire and the intensity, and it feels like he's going to get in a fight every 10 minutes, I love the guy. He plays hard, and he defends hard, and he's a solid on-ball defender, like very nice on-ball defender. He's just got to hit his threes, and 1 for 5 from 3 tonight. During the regular season, you can get away with it a little bit because teams aren't doing intense scouting, but you just can't play Elijah Harkless in the playoffs. You need guys on the floor that you can trust. When you throw them that ball, they're going to hit the shot, right? I think Ace Bailey is ahead of schedule a little bit and will hit some threes in the playoffs next year. My gosh, guys, playoffs next year. We're talking about playoffs next year. For sure. It's going to be fun. This channel is going to be fun. Everything fun. It's fun now too, but next year is going to be incredible. And I think, these numbers are, maybe it's not the night to talk about him hitting shots, but we've seen Bailey. I mean, he's shooting like 35.5% from 3 this year. I think if everyone said like Ace Bailey would be shooting a lot of threes this year and shoot 36% from three before the season started, I think everyone would have been ecstatic, because typically players will improve their percentages from their rookie season about 2, 3, 4% over the next 3-4 years. So, I mean, Ace Bailey is projecting to be an extremely nice three-point shooter, and he's shooting, I can't remember, he's the new Utah Jazz beat writer. I forgot his name. Shout out to him. But I think Ace Bailey's shooting 41% on pull-up threes this year, according to him. That's exciting stuff. And so typically players will be better on their catch and shoot, but then once in a while you have a guy that's just more comfortable pulling up from the dribble. Maybe it's just because they practice it a lot more. But Bailey is going to get better at his catch and shoot. And we've already seen him do like the no drop three from the corner. He's just going to get better. I have a hard time not seeing him become a 38 to 40% three-point shooter for the rest of his career. Why not? It's really exciting. He's got some on-ball stuff he's got to get better at, obviously. But it's really exciting. I can't say enough about how excited I am about Ace Bailey. This is a good question, Messi fan. Would you rather have Boozer or Alex Sarr? It's a good question. Probably Boozer. Although Boozer is the unknown, there is a little bit of Sabonis to Boozer. What's crazy about Sarr is he's really good. Like, he's a good defender, and he's hitting threes, and he does a lot. Like, Alex Sarr is turning out to be probably the steal of that draft. Risa Shea's not even playing. What a bummer for the Hawks. But Sarr is like a legit dude. I don't know if he's going to be an all-star, but he is 100%. He's going to make a lot of money. I don't know if he'll make max money, but he's going to make a lot of money. He's really good. Really good. Let's see. Bez and Bang. 1 for 3 from 3. Honestly, the shot looks pretty good. 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Shout out to Bez and Bang, who has kind of, acclimated to the water. The Jazz get these players and just throw them right into the deep end. And Bez and Bang's swimming a little bit. He is a tough-nosed defender. He played 44 minutes tonight. He may play like 48 against the Wizards. Is that the next game, by the way? Let's see. By the way, I was so excited for what's his name? Kuminga to play the what's it called? The Warriors, and he just wet the bed. It was so disappointing, man. Oh, so bad. And by the way, just some little NBA notes that I thought was amazing. Darius Garland is thriving with the Clippers. He scored 41 tonight with 11 assists. Certainly feels like not having to watch Donovan Mitchell just take all the shots and not move the ball around seems to be going well. Look at this. Tonight this is just a side note, because I want to. It's petty, and I enjoy it. He's absolutely dominated. 41 points, 11 assists. Certainly feels like certain players do better when Donovan Mitchell isn't taking the ball out of their hands always. It's freaking crazy. The Wizards did not beat the Thunder. Tears. Lakers barely beat the Magic, it looks like. Oh, Rockets had a game winner tonight. That was fun. Somehow the Bucks beat the Suns. Are you kidding me? They can't beat the Jazz, but they can beat the Suns? Matt Ishbia has been quiet lately, hasn't he? $2 from Jazz Forge, the OG. My man, thank you so much. Mbang knows that ambition. Yes, he do. But I tell you what, I kind of like him. I think he's worth giving a two-way contract. I think Hinson is 100% a guy, and I love Blake Hinson. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. But we'll see. It's nice that the Jazz get to, kind of scout out all these players in a way. They tried out Anderson, what was his name? Garcia, and they said, whoop, You're off the island. Now it's they won some games and they were like, that's it. So we're taking on Kennedy Chandler. But at Bez and Bang has been kind of interesting. And now, let's see, what are your stats, Mr. Mbang? You've only taken like 10 threes, but we're judging you based off of that. 0%. No. But he made one tonight, so that'll go up. It literally has to. You make one, your percentage goes up from 0. I am not a math major, but I am pretty sure that's how it works. And oh, by the way, Ace Bailey, we got to check it out because he had a below 36% 3-point night tonight. But I think this is going to show me what I want to see. Ah, dang it. 35. I thought I was going to say 36. Boo. Boo. I forgot from Princess Bride. What did she say? Boo. Boo. That scene always scared me as a kid. Imprinted in my mind is like Michael Jordan hitting a last shot to just ruin my dreams. And also that lady from Princess Bride. Boo. Boo. You're ugly. I can't remember what she says. All right, let's see. Kennedy Chandler. Okay, here's the thing about Quinn Snyder is that the Utah Jazz signed Kennedy Chandler. He just is on the team today as if he's joining a pickup squad. It happens to be an NBA team. And then he has a career high 19 points. He has played in the NBA before. He played for this Sixers team. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies much longer. Not once did he have a career high, this high, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. This is the best shot he's ever had to show what he can do. And he was decent. He was pretty good. He's pretty quick. His only thing is he's not very big, and they took advantage of that a few times. But 7 free throws, knocked them all down. 2 for 4 from 3. He's an offensive player. He's offensive. Boo. There it is. Queen of garbage. Queen of refuse. That's the Eastern Conference, by the way. That's what we'll say whenever we watch these Eastern Conference teams. Boo. Conference of garbage. Conference of refuse. Boo. Boo. My just traumatized 3-year-old brain. Just 3-year-old me. What is this? Anyways, I like Kennedy Chandler. He's just a little small, so I don't know if he'll be on the team next year, but it's fun to watch these guys get a chance. And Will Hardy, if I ever mess up and say Quinn Snyder again, I'm going to freaking boo to me. Podcaster of refuge, podcaster of garbage. If I say that name again, stop saying the name. Stop saying Quinn. Will Hardy, make myself mad. He gets these guys and he just makes them good. Like, I don't know how, I just, whatever it is with the Jazz system, it's so free flowing. Guys can fit right in. And then that system allows, other things to happen outside of it. Like players can kind of become a star within that system. It's free flowing. The players make the decisions. They know the actions they need to run, but the offense allows them to get into those actions. And it's good. He is just a really good offensive coach, and there is power and simplicity, and I'm sure it looks simpler than it is. It's harder to teach these things than we think. But these guys come onto the Jazz, and they just play better, and they just play well. I am so excited about next year to let Will Hardy just absolutely terrorize the NBA. I would not be surprised one bit, and maybe this is a hot take, if the Jazz at some point next season, and maybe it's early, are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. I would not be surprised. Would anyone be surprised at that? That they just win enough games? Now, it's going to be tough. You got the Thunder. But, if the Jazz ended as the 2nd or 3rd seed in the Western Conference next year, would anyone be shocked? I don't think I would be. I don't think I would be at all. They are going to be that good. If they win the lottery this year, it's going to be an absolute season for the ages. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Oscar Tshiebwe makes me mad with how good he rebounds. He actually makes the Jazz better. He is not a good defender, but what he is in terms of protecting the rim, but in terms of defending the rim, or not, in terms of defensive rebounding, which is 100% a part of defense, he is amazing. I can't believe how he will out-rebound someone like Andre Drummond, who is like an absolute Nephilim giant, absolute just Goliath on the floor, and somehow Oscar Tshiebwe will get the rebounds. I don't know how he does it. I swear he's got elbows that if he puts an elbow in your rim, it probably hurts for like a month. He's probably got elbows and hands of just like granite, but yet he somehow is able to grab that ball. I don't know. He is unbelievable. Like, there's just guys, and you know, the greatest of all time that had that just knack for knowing where the ball's going to go and the tenacity to get it was Dennis Rodman. He just unbelievable at like 6'7" or 8, just knew where that ball was going to go. And Dennis Rodman was an elite defender. But Tshiebwe has that same just nose for the ball. He just knows where it's going to go. He like somehow just has hands that are just like magnetized to the basketball, and it's tough. Like, Utah only played him 10 minutes, but I think it's because he was going to win them the game. It's scary when he's out there sometimes. Like, one of the advantages that the Sixers had in this game was the size inside, and the Jazz manufactured this loss by removing the size. But when Oscar Tshiebwe's on the floor, he negated it because he's rebounding the ball. It's crazy. So who knows? Maybe Tshiebwe will be on the team next year. If Bowler could learn how to say his name, that would be nice. Tshiebwe. But just call him Sheebs Bowler. Okay? But he might. And my prediction would be no, but I would not be surprised if the Jazz were like, you know what? This guy's got an element to his game that's unique. He just rebounds the heck out of the basketball. And he's also shown a few signs of other things. Like, he went 4 for 6 from the field. There's a little bit to that game. Like, he can make a little baby hook and things like that. So I think he is, I don't know. I think Tshiebwe is someone that next year, if the Jazz are like 13-man roster and they're looking for a 14th guy, rebounds. I don't know. You could probably do worse than having Tshiebwe as like a break glass in case of emergency kind of big, right? Like if Kessler goes out for a month or something and Nurkic is getting slow, and I don't know. He might, maybe. John Conchar is the most like does the little things guy I've ever seen. Honestly. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He just will scrap for every ball. He will deflect balls. I don't want to take the time to look for it, but I bet you he ranks pretty well in the hustle stats that the NBA does. Well, let's just see. Maybe we can find it quick. But what I love about him is that he does those things. They're the hustle stats, and there's a literal, let's see. Hustle leaders, for sure, and like deflections total. So these are interesting ones to look at. Look at how good Casey Wallace is, by the way. Holy crap! Deflections per game, Casey Wallace per 36. Let's see. So let's do hustle per game. Regular season. Let's look at the Jazz real quick. We found it, so I'm going to do this. Utah Jazz. So the leader in the NBA is Casey Wallace at 4.5. I wish we could do this per 36, actually. Can we change this to per 36? Why is this not loading? Team Utah Jazz. Regular season per game. All segments. Why? Oh, we got it. Anderson Garcia with 4. Wow, look at this. John Conchard, 2.7. And that's in like Not a lot of minutes per game. Look at Garcia. Holy smokes. That's crazy. Walker Kessler, 3.2. That is nice to see. Look at that. Bezem Bang, 3 per game. Look at that. And then, of course, Jaren Jackson. Look at this. Look at this. 3.2 and 3. That is going to be great next year. Holy smokes. Nurkic, 2.7. But there's John Conchar. Maybe not quite as high as I thought, but definitely there. 2.7. Harkless, 2.4. Deontay, 1.8. That could be better. Blake Hinson, only 0.3. So this is where Blake Hinson, that's probably where you go, oh, that's why he hasn't stuck. But his shooting's so good that it's going to help. Look at this. Ace Bailey, 1.6. Wouldn't mind seeing that get a little better. Where is Lowry? 1.7 for Lowry. So Utah could be a little better here, to be honest. But guess what? Kessler, Jaren Jackson, that is nice to see. Anything else here that's interesting? Contested shots. Look at that. 8.6 per game. Contested shots, 7 per game for Bezem Bang. Holy cow. There might be something here, guys. These are some of those advanced stats sometimes where someone just kind of, why is he so high? But there he is. Bezem Bang, 7 contested shots per game. He is at 3 deflections per game. That's awesome. Loose balls recovered. Anderson Garcia. Can you tell these guys are playing their hearts out to make a team? And charges drawn. Bryce Sensabaugh leads the Jazz in charges drawn. Sometimes this stuff is kind of fun. By the way, here's the age gap. Look at this. Ace Bailey's only 19 still. Wow. He's not even 20 years old. That's wild. Oh, that's crazy. Cody Williams is 2 years older, or at least, oh, probably a year and a half, but like 2 years older than Ace Bailey. That's crazy. That's crazy. Walker Kessler's 24. Lowry, an old man at 28. Kevin Love, 37. Man. Yusuf Nurkic is only 31. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at stats, and this is the show. Jaren Jackson, only 26. What a trade that was. What a trade. All right, guys, I think that's... Oh, I wanted to say, so we got the Ace Bailey celebration. Bing, bang. I think we should call it Aces Wild. What do you guys think? Aces Wild. I think that's a cool name for that celebration. Like, he makes the 3 Aces Wild. It's fun. I like it. I like celebrations. I like signature moves. It's like, you know, wrestlers in the WWE, they have their finisher, and it usually has like a name. And so Aces Wild should be the name for his celebration, right? It should. It should. All right, let's see. I think that's about it. We can check the tank standings. At least Utah lost this one. They needed to for sure because they're 3-7 in their last 10, and Dallas is trying to catch up. So Utah's probably going to beat the Wizards. Remaining schedule strength. We have our finisher. Yes, we do. Utah has 3 potentially winnable games here. Although tonight, holy crap, it should have been a lot harder. But they're probably losing to this, and then I think they're going to find a way to lose these games. So I think there's only 1 win left for this Jazz team. And then they've got, you know, Murderer's Row here a little bit. Memphis also has a tough schedule to end, but I think they are going to beat the Jazz. Let's see here. And then Dallas, although look at this, Dallas has some winnable games still on the schedule here. They have one against Golden State. I hate Golden State. Look at this. Sacramento still has a bunch. That's why that win against the Warriors sucked. That sucked. But look at this. I could see them beating Brooklyn twice. These teams are, I mean, they're not going to beat the Clippers. They're pretty good. But I could see them beating the Clippers and potentially winning one of these 3, maybe. Maybe Utah has to make sure they don't play with their food and lose their games, but Utah could tie Sacramento and get this 5th spot or this 4th spot, and that would be huge. That would be huge. Because then if they ensure the 6th spot, it just improves the draft. And it makes sure they keep their pick. So we shall see. All right, we're going to use the Fanspo one because they updated it. So that's nice. Let's play the music. Whoops. Let's lower that just a little. Okay. Oh my gosh, I got so sunburnt today. I was watching Gray play his 7-on-7s for like 4 hours and I didn't wear sunscreen and I got burnt. Okay, so let's change this to dramatic because it's kind of fun. Let's remember OKC, Charlotte, OKC because they own like the Clippers pick. And who else did they own? Do they own the Portland pick? Clippers? And who else? They need to update this. Oh, Philadelphia, but Philadelphia won tonight, so it's out. So look at that. Philadelphia, that was an important win for them. That was very important. So this shouldn't be OKC at all, but OKC, Charlotte, OKC, Golden State, Milwaukee, Chicago, Atlanta, boom, 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 boom. If the lottery was today, let's see. Okay, let's sim this, baby. OKC, good. Stay there. Charlotte, good. Now we need this to be OKC. Good. Can't remember. Is this Chicago? Uh-oh, did they jump? They did. Yeah, dang it. Chicago jumped. So Milwaukee. Oh, no, Chicago's there. Who jumped? Maybe not. Never mind. They didn't jump. Ah, Jazz got smoked twice. Dang it. Kings jaw. So who jumped? Brooklyn fails again. Memphis jumps. The Mavericks jump. The Wizards jump. And the Pacers stay at 1 and keep the number 1 pick. Yay. No, actually, boo. And I can't believe they gave the Dallas Mavericks the pick. That sucks. All right. That was fun. Shout out everyone. Make sure you're following and liking everything, guys. Let's see. Oh, we got up to 50 followers. Yes, sir. Yay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay, I almost forgot. Let's see. All right, let's give a shout out to the All-Star. I gotta stop. Why do I suck at this now? He's just in time. It's Justin Salas 2012. See ya, Lexa later. Shake 'em and bake 'em, KSN. Ryan Perry, the legend, the name means king. Just buckets 22. Ball so hard, ball stat. Jace is the ace, Garner. Steve Areno, Stusser. Let him cook sturdy pots. Ezekiel at Ricibe, the man from down under. Tyson Price, the price is right. Jordan the GOAT, Besserell. Christian House Money to Haas. Robert Hall of Fame, Arcs Poetica, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire. Jazz Forge, the OG, and Patrick Akubo, connoisseur. Like I said, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitch. Make sure that you give a 5-star review on Spotify, most importantly. I will talk